Folks, the Democrats are going to have to start going harder in the paint. There has never been a time where they had a more blatant layup right in front of them, and all they got to do is just run up and put it in the basket. Like the old movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, put it in the basket, Chief. That's what I sit back sometimes and think when I'm watching Democrats. I'm like, it's wide open. It's wide open for you to throw on this one. You can make this one. This is an easy layup. It's like when a boxer gets someone on the hook. You got them. They're out. Finish the fight. But then they decide to sit back and do some Marcus of Queensberry and not go in for the kill. And so here we are with the government, on the verge of shutting down. At the time that I was sitting down to do this video, it's pretty much inevitable that that's where we're going. And Democrats are trying to go out there, and instead of just telling the truth to the American people and saying they're lying to you, they're lying through their teeth, and they're in control, instead of doing that, they're just going about it in the most half-assed manner, and I have to call it out. You know how I feel about this on the channel. I don't want to sit and always bash Democrats because I want all of us to stay together and stay focused on the serious issues at hand. And as much as I dislike Hakeem Jeffries these days, I still do appreciate a lot of what he's trying to do. But I just feel as though he's going about it in all the wrong ways, and I can't sit back and not call it out when he has the most blatant layup in history, and instead he's sitting back thinking too hard about it and blowing this moment. So I'm going to play you this clip here of Hakeem and Chuck Schumer. And can we please just get Chuck Schumer off the screen? Please. Listen, I've voted Democrat in every election since I've been old enough to vote. But can we please understand that Chuck Schumer, no matter what he says, is never going to hit with anyone? It's just not. But let's watch Hakeem here. And yeah, what he's saying, there's a lot of truth here, but he's not going hard enough in the paint.
It was a frank and direct discussion with the President of the United States and Republican leaders, but significant and meaningful differences remain. Democrats are fighting to protect the health care of the American people, and we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans. Period. Full stop. There's a Republican-caused healthcare crisis that is causing hospitals and nursing homes and community-based health clinics all across the country, in rural America, urban America, small-town America, the heartland of America, and black and brown communities throughout this country. And that crisis is happening right now. And that's why we believe there is urgency to both keeping the government open, reaching a bipartisan spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people in terms of their health, their safety, their economic well-being and quality of life, while also addressing the dangerous Republican healthcare crisis.
Okay, I'm going to just offer my constructive criticism on this one and say that, yeah, it got better as it went. It was like a guitar solo that kind of starts off a little bit wonky, and then, yeah, you kind of really start hitting some notes, and then you just kind of hit a big sour note on the end. That's kind of what that was. Folks, we're going to have to go harder in the paint, and when you sit there and say, we have significant differences with this president, no, what you need to say is, he is lying to you. We are not here trying to, give immigrants coming across the border health care. That's not what we're here for. We're not here trying to give trans people surgeries and all the other bullshit that they're just spewing out into the world. They're lying to you. Also, it would be very helpful if you would point out that the president's Republican, the Senate's Republican, the House is Republican, and the Supreme Court is 6-3 Republican. So to sit there and go, well, we have significant differences and we're trying to work these out. No, you got to come out and say, he's lying to you. They're in complete control. If this government shuts down, it's on them because they can override us in any other department. They can override us anywhere else you go. That's what he should have been saying. And what happened? He stood up there and he said that, and then Donald Trump ran to Truth Social to mock him and share this AI video.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know? at least for a while, until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
So yeah, and you know what? As disgusting and as racist as that was, that resonates with Trump's base. They all just laugh and they go, yep, that's what the Democrats want to do. And I guarantee you somewhere was some MAGA person going, yeah, it might have been AI, but that's the truth, wouldn't it? Because we don't go hard enough in the paint. We don't lean in and say they are lying, and we don't say this is what we stand for. It's one thing to say, yeah, they're trying to gut health care. We know that. We understand they're trying to take it away, but they're sitting there lying about you. And then you're saying we have very significant disagreements, and we are looking for a bipartisan way out of this. Listen, the average voter, you have to learn how to speak the language. So, I mean, bear with me here. I know there's an F-bomb coming. I know some of you don't like it. But if you would start off going, the motherfucker's lying to you. You know, if you just, I'm not saying that would be the most appropriate thing to do, but it would resonate. People go, oh, shit. Wow, did you hear what Akeem said? He really went for it. People don't understand this pointing at the chart and talking about insignificant differences. They're lying to you. We are not in control. We can't do anything about this at the moment. If it shuts down, it's on them. We've tried every way in the world to keep this government open, but they don't want to release the Epstein files. You throw that one, because there's so many people that wants to see that happen, and they don't say anything. It's just they stand there and they play it safe. And then you have a Republican named Adam Kinzinger, who is the best Democrat that we got at the moment, out there saying it for what it is. Why isn't more Democrats listening to Adam?
Okay, so I'm struggling to understand something. As you guys know, I've been critical of Democratic leadership, and I've said you guys should have spent the last 3 months reminding everybody that you don't have any control over government. You don't have the House, you don't have the Senate, you don't have the presidency. Therefore, you bear no responsibility if the government shuts down, period. The Republicans wanted total control. They have total control. So it's not on you guys, Democrats. You could just simply say, if you need our help, we're here, but it's on you. Now, Donald Trump has threatened that if the government shuts down, he's going to sabotage government, he's going to fire everybody, he's going to whatever. And nobody wants that. But why is it that Democrats are not out there, the leaders are not out there saying, okay, if you want to sabotage your government, I mean, that's pretty reckless, but you're the president in a shutdown. If that's really what you want to do, you want to sabotage the U.S. government because you're throwing a fit, because you have all the power, but you can't get your Republicans together? Okay. I mean, we don't want that. This is what the Democrats should be. We don't want it, but that's your choice. Instead, they're running around like chickens with their head cut off, scared that Donald Trump will do this. Like, I get it. We don't want him to do it, but it's his government. It's his responsibility. And if he sabotages it, he's going to look like a complete idiot and terrible. I don't understand it. Anyway, I've been through 100 of these, and all I know is that when the government shuts down, it's all about who takes the blame. And right now, Democratic leadership, who has no power, is actually doing a terrible job of putting the blame where it belongs, which is the president and the Republicans. I don't know. Seems obvious to me.
It is obvious to anybody, obviously, except for Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. It's obvious to the rest of us because we're sitting back saying, hey, put the blame where it belongs. But all this time, they've let the Republicans control the narrative every step of the way. And then they step out and say, well, we're trying to negotiate. We're trying to reach some bipartisan, that doesn't work. It's never going to work. What you should have been saying from day one is, hey, wait a minute. On day two, actually, you should have looked around and said, hey, why isn't the war in Ukraine over? He said he would do it on day one. Why isn't prices falling? He said he would do it on day one. Why isn't inflation at an all-time low? He said he'd do it on day one. They should have been constantly pointing out every failure of this administration while simultaneously saying, we are not the ones in control. They have control. So if the government shuts down, it's on them. If you lose your job, it's on them. If inflation goes up, it's on them. If unemployment goes up, it's on them. If people get sent out of this country without due process, it's on them. If the military hits the streets, it's on them. It's on them. It's that's where it's at. But instead, they just let the Republicans go out there every day. Well, the Democrats are doing this and the Democrats are doing that. And no one steps up and says, wait a minute, the Democrats aren't in charge. So Adam Kinzinger is doing a really good job of messaging. And here is the rest of the Democrats just sitting back, twiddling their thumbs and letting this moment get away from them. When really it's not that hard. The layup is right there in front of you. Just put it in the basket. But you can't put it in the basket when you don't prepare for the moment. And they should have been prepared for the last 9 months. They should have been drilling this point home. We're not in control. They're blaming it on us, but there's nothing we can do. And Trump has immunity from the Supreme Court, so he could override anything we say and get away with it. They could point out all the things that he's got away with, all the times he's violated the Constitution and got away with it. And so, folks, it's not going to work as long as we go out there and try to take it easy and play safe in this moment. You've got to stand up for it. You got to stand up for what you believe in, and you got to bring it. You got to go hard in the paint because they are, and they're winning. They're kicking our asses. And people needs to wake up and realize it before it's too late. We have the midterms coming. If we get there, if we make it that far, we have the midterms coming, and we need more people standing up telling the truth. That is why that I guarantee you any social media influencer on the left, any progressive social media influencer has quadruple the following that any of these mainstream Democrats do. People have lost faith in them, and they're not listening to them anymore. So they can go ahead and take their money if they want to. They can take their corporate money. They can go ahead and just, sell out and be whores if that's what they want to be, but they're not going to win elections. They're not going to win elections until they learn to resonate with their base. And you don't resonate with your base by going out there, because all you're going to do is just get mocked and made fun of, and then that's all people's going to remember. And again, I do appreciate a lot of the things that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have went to bat for. I do think that I still, as much as everything I've said, yeah, if they were the front runner somehow in the world and was the nominee for the Democratic Party, I'm going to hold my nose and vote for it over J.D. Vance or whoever comes next, if we have another president. But this is not a winning formula, and we just have to keep pointing it out. We have to keep standing up for it, or we're going to continue to lose. But folks, I do appreciate y'all so much for your support here on the channel. I think we might have hit 850,000. Last time I looked, we were right on the verge of 850,000 subscribers. And so we're on the verge. We're closing in on it now. I can't wait to get there. I know we're headed to 1 million, and I appreciate y'all's support so much. So if you haven't already, be sure and hit that subscribe button, and let's just keep putting in the work. Let's keep bringing out the issues. Let's keep talking about them. And this is a moment, man. This is a serious moment where this could have been a massive win for Democrats. Let them fall. Let the Republicans fall on their face and then point out, hey, they were in complete control. There was no reason for them to fall on their face. That's what you say. You got to learn to connect with your people, or you're going to continue to lose.